Hello everyone, how are you? I hope that you are all doing great. In this video I'm going to display for you the solution for the revision worksheet 11 for semester 1, which is very important for the exam because you're going to have a similar exam like the one here. Please, I hope that you have solved it. Please, now you can check your answers and you can get well prepared for the exam. Again, I repeat, don't worry, the exam will be very similar to this worksheet. Let me remind you that in the worksheet we're going to cover now comprehension, phonics, and the grammar. Writing, you already covered writing and you did the exam. So please pay attention and check your answers. First of all, let's read the text together. Read the following text about a girl who makes a new invention, then answer the questions set on it. Olivia's new invention. It was a boring and tedious afternoon. Olivia had to work on a project for school about inventions with wheels. She couldn't think of any ideas. "What am I going to write, Eliza?" she asked her little sister. Eliza didn't answer. "I'm going to go for a bicycle ride. That will help me think." Eliza followed her. "Go inside, Eliza. Tell Mom I'll be back soon." Eliza was an obedient 4-year-old girl. She always listened to Olivia. "Be a good girl, Eliza." Olivia closed the gate and rode away. She didn't see the gate swing open behind her. Olivia went riding fast down the hill from her house. It was thrilling to move so quickly. She was slowing down to make a turn when she saw someone behind her. "Eliza, you've been following me the whole time. You didn't listen. And I must have forgotten to lock the gate." Then she saw that Eliza was crying and limping with a scraped knee. "I fell down," said Eliza. "My knee hurts." "Oh no, you won't be able to get up that hill." Olivia knew it was foolish to leave her sister alone outside. What were they going to do? Olivia started to get scared, but she knew she must be courageous and find a way to get home. Then she saw an old wooden wagon in the woods by the path. The wood was old. It was so fragile that it broke when she picked it up, but the 4 metal wheels and 2 axles were still strong. Then she found a straw mat and some strong wire. She tied the mat between the 2 axles with the wire. Then she tied the new car to the back of her bike seat. "Come on, Eliza, get on the cart." Olivia got on her bicycle and started to pedal. It was hard to get up the hill, but she was determined to get home. Finally, they arrived. We're home," said Olivia, and I have an idea for my wheel project. I'm going to write about my new invention, a little sister carrier." Exercise A. Answer by true or false. Correct the false ones. For sure, we read each sentence. If it's true, we write just true. If it's false, we write false, and we have to correct it. Number 1. Olivia invited Eliza to go with her on a bicycle ride. For sure, it's false. No, she didn't invite her. Olivia told her sister to stay at home. Number 2. Olivia told Eliza to go inside the house. That's right, true. She told her to go inside the house. Number 3. Eliza was an obedient little girl. True, she was an obedient little girl. 4. Eliza listened to Olivia and didn't follow her. Is that true? No, it's false. Eliza left the backyard to follow her sister. Now, exercise B. Fill in the story elements chart based on the story above, based on the story of Olivia and her sister Eliza. I have to fill in with the setting. Setting, as we usually say, it's time and the place. You might say that maybe there is no specific time. Again, I repeat, if the story doesn't have a specific or a mentioned time expression in the text, then you can say one day, one afternoon, or whatever. So here the setting in this story is clear. time, afternoon, a place in the backyard. It started in the backyard. Characters. There are only 2 characters here in this story, so it's very easy, Eliza and Olivia. Conflict. Again, I repeat, now I have to mention the conflict, the problem, the main problem that the characters face. So what was the problem here? The problem was that Olivia had to find a way to take her injured sister back home. Olivia had to find a way to take her injured sister back home. So the problem was that Eliza got hurt and Olivia had to carry her home, okay, and she was looking for a solution. Now I have to start with the plot. I just have to mention like in brief for the main events before reaching the 2 or 1 before reaching the conflict, then the others how the characters tried solving the problem, reaching the solution at the end. So at the beginning, what was happening? Olivia was with her sister in the backyard thinking of her project. This is a background. Olivia left her sister alone and went on a ride. So here the problem started. Then what happened? Eliza followed her sister, then fell and injured her knee. Okay, she got hurt. So what was the solution at the end? Olivia found a way to make a cart to carry her sister back home. Theme. What do I learn from this story, especially from the characters and what they faced? What do I learn? What's the big message here? Here, if you notice and if you read the story again, it shows that Olivia didn't give up and she worked hard in order to find a solution to carry her sister back home. So what do we learn from this story? Stay determined and never give up on something you can do. You have to stay determined. Do not quit easily, okay? Answer the questions using complete sentences of your own. Now I have to answer these comprehension questions. Number 1, based on paragraph 1, why did Olivia go for a ride on the bicycle? When I say based on paragraph 1, this means that you have to get the answer from paragraph 1. So why did Olivia go for a ride on the bicycle? And you have to pay attention here that when you have to answer the question, you have to answer it in simple past tense, since we use did in the question. So the answer is Olivia went for a ride on the bicycle to think about an idea for her school project. That's it. 2. How would you feel if you were in Olivia's situation in paragraph 3? Especially in paragraph 3. If you were in her situation that you weren't finding a solution to carry your sister back home, what would you do or how would you feel? If I were in her situation, I would feel scared but determined at the same time. I have to be brave and find a way to solve the problem. Number 3. Did Olivia manage to get up the hill? Pick one piece of evidence from paragraph 4. So here the question is divided into 2 parts. So the first part you have to answer the first one. Did Olivia manage to get up the hill? Yes or no. You have to give a complete answer. Then pick one piece of evidence from paragraph 4. This means that you have to go back to paragraph 4 and copy paste a sentence or 2 sentences that support your answer. For example, if you said yes, so you have to bring a sentence from paragraph 4 that supports your answer, and if you said no, you have to bring a sentence that shows the answer no. So did Olivia manage to get up the hill? Yes, Olivia managed to get up the hill. Now I have to bring the evidence from paragraph 4, the sentence from paragraph 4. Let's see what's the evidence. She was determined to get home. Finally, they arrived. These sentences show me that Olivia was able to get back home. Number 4, what is the genre of the text? To justify your answer. You have to justify your answer with 1 or 2 features. So here the text is what? The text is realistic fiction. This is the first part. Now I have to start with this justification. Since it is a made-up story with events and characters that are not real but could happen in real life. The simplest justification you could ever write for the realistic fiction. Now go back to the text to find words that have similar meanings to the definitions below. Okay, go back to the text to find words that have similar meanings. Exciting, you have to find the similar meaning in paragraph 2. Exciting means thrilling. 2, scratched or injured, also in paragraph 2. Scratched or injured means scraped. Number 3, stupid or not wise, in paragraph 3 also, so it means foolish. Number 4, wanted to do something very much. When you want to do something very much in paragraph 4, it means determined. Okay, now we move to the grammar part. Exercise E, the first one in grammar. Draw a line between the complete subject and the complete predicate. I just have to draw a line between the complete subject and complete predicate, a line like this. Okay, number 1, the planet's inhabitants lived in underground homes. So here the planet's inhabitants is the subject, lived in underground homes is the predicate. Number 2, a special machine manufactures air inside the family's home. A special machine is the subject, manufactures air inside the family's home is the predicate. 3, the athletic girl jumped high into the air. Who? The athletic girl. So the athletic girl is the subject and the rest is the predicate. Number 4, many toys and games cluttered the children's playroom. Many toys and games is the subject, cluttered the children's playroom is the predicate. The children's father described the weather on earth. The children's father is the subject, described weather on earth is the predicate. Now you have to underline the complete subject and circle the simple subject in each sentence. Underline the complete subject and circle the simple. I have to work on the subject here. So, number 1, an early form of the bicycle was invented in France in 1960. What's the sentence talking about? The sentence is talking about an early form of the bicycle. This is the complete subject. What is the simple subject? What is the main noun here? We're talking about bicycle, so we circle bicycle. 2, it did not have pedals or steering. It is the complete subject. Here it's a pronoun and it is the simple subject at the same time. Number 3, the huge green slimy alien from Mars waved to us from his spaceship. Where is the subject? The huge green slimy alien from Mars. And here, where is the noun? Alien. So I'm talking about alien is the simple subject. The man in the doorway is my Uncle Fred. The man in the doorway is the complete subject and man is the simple subject. Number 5, our electricity went out during the live session. Our electricity is the complete subject and electricity alone is the simple subject. G, now underline the complete predicate and circle the simple predicate. Here I have to work on the predicate now, and the predicate starts from the verb till the end of the sentence. Number 1, a small family lived in a faraway planet. Lived in a faraway planet is the complete predicate and lived is the simple predicate. 2, the family's 2 children played near the space launch. The family's 2 children played near the space launch. Played near the space launch is the complete predicate and the played is the simple predicate. The little girl dreamed about life on earth. The little girl dreamed about life on earth. Dreamed about life on earth is the complete predicate and dreamed is the simple predicate. Okay? Huge spaceships landed daily on the planet. Landed daily on the planet is the complete predicate and landed is the simple predicate. The spaceship mechanics repaired the huge cargo ships. The spaceship mechanics repaired the huge cargo ships. Repaired the huge cargo ships is the complete predicate and repaired is the simple predicate. And the last one, twinkling stars appeared in the black sky. Appeared in the black sky, complete predicate, and appeared is the simple predicate. Combine the sentences using the conjunction between parentheses to make compound subject or predicate. Here I have to make compound subject or compounded predicate. Number 1, Ray reads in the library. Ray studies in the library. So here Ray, the subject is repeated. This means that I have to cross one out and I have to join the rest of the sentence, so I have to join the predicates. I'm going to make compound predicate using or. So I start with the subject. Ray reads, since I have or only, so I start with the first verb. Ray reads or studies in the library. 2. The old house creaked in the wind. The old house groaned in the wind. The old house, the same. So here the subject is repeated. Then I have to cross out one. Creaked, I have the verb creaked and I have the verb groaned. So I have to make compounded predicates. But here I have to use neither nor. This means that I have to use neither before the first subject and nor before the second subject. So the old house neither creaked nor groaned in the wind. I didn't repeat in the wind twice, so I just put it at the end of the sentence. 3. I formed a hockey team last month. Fred formed a hockey team last month. So here the repeated part is the predicate. This means that I have to cross out one predicate and I have to make compound subject. Here I have to use either and or. So I directly, since it's a subject, I directly start with either. Either I or Fred formed a hockey team last month. The last sentence, the coach helped us at the start. His assistant helped us at the start. So here also the same, I have repeated predicate and different subjects. So I have to make compound subjects using and. The coach and his assistant helped us at the start. Write the verbs in brackets using the correct form of simple past tense. Here I just have to write the verb in the correct form of simple past tense. Some verbs are regular, others are irregular according to the list of irregular verbs that I gave to you. Number 1, last year I go to England. I went to England. Where spent you your last holiday? Here there is a question, so after the WH word I have directly write did. So where did, then the subject you, then the verb in its base form. Where did you spend your last holiday? It not rain a lot last night. Not means negative, so I have to use did not. It did not rain a lot last night. My parents grow up in the village. Grow, the simple past tense of grow is grew, so my parents grew up in the village. 5. We visited the museum last week. Visit is a regular verb, so it must take ed. We visited the museum last week. 6. The weather be strangely fine. The verb to be is irregular, so it becomes was or were in the past. And here weather is singular, so it takes was. The weather was strangely fine. 7. She spoke at the news conference last week. Speak in the past becomes spoke. She spoke at the news conference last week. 8. The programmer typed on his computer an hour ago. The programmer typed. Type is a regular verb, so it takes ed. Number 9, the last one. Susan wrote her report last night. Here there is a question, but there is no WH word. Then I directly start with did. Did Susan write her report last night? Now change the sentences into negative, then into interrogative. Interrogative means a question. And please guys, here you have to pay attention to the punctuation and capitalization because they are counted also. Rita and Angela traveled to Manchester last year. So first I have to start with the negative. The verb here traveled. I start with the subject directly. Rita and Angela did not travel. I have to cross out the ed because I have to put the verb back to its base form. So Rita and Angela didn't travel to Manchester last year, and period at the end. Interrogative, now a question. If you want, you can make it yes, no question. If you want to add a WH word question, it's okay. So did Rita and Angela travel to Manchester last year? Or I used where. Where did Rita and Angela travel last year? So you can use both ways. 2. Jack came from China. Jack came from China. Negative first. Jack did not come, not did not came, did not come. I have to put the verb back to its base form. From China, period. Now let's make it a question. Did Jack come from China? Question mark. Or when did Jack come from China? Here I'm asking about a time, especially in the past. So I can say when did Jack come from China? Okay. Number 3, they built sanctuaries to protect endangered animals. Okay. They did not build sanctuaries to protect endangered animals. Now let's make it a question. Did they build sanctuaries to protect endangered animals? A question mark. Or what did they build? A question mark also here. It's a correct question. Now we reach the last part, the phonics part, and the last question in the revision sheet. Please guys, grammar and phonics, they are like bonus questions for you. They give you a lot of grades, so be careful while solving them. So here in the phonics, we're going just to cover the short and long vowels. Classify the bolded words as long vowels or short vowels. Just the bolded words, I have to put them as short or long. Blood gushed from the wound. Gushed, short. Wand, wand. Here I have vowel theme also, and it gives me a long sound. Wand. Get rid of that heap of all the newspapers. Rid, it's obvious, it's short. Heap. Here I'm having a long sound. It has a vowel theme. I'm having a long sound. Okay. The only spice Tom puts on meat is pepper. Spice, long I, and meat, long E sound here I have. Okay, pepper, short sound. Number 4, what's the theme of the novel? What, so it is short. Theme, long, vowel sound. Novel, it is short vowel sound. She quickly scanned pages of the test. Scanned, scan, so it is short vowel sound. Page, long sound, page, it is under the long vowels. Number 6, they don't say yes or no, they just shrug their shoulders. Shrug, again, then it is short vowel sound. And shoulders, then it is long sound. Okay, shoulders. Okay guys, I hope now everything is clear for you. It's time to revise everything and you get well prepared for the exam. Stay safe and bye bye.